This is, of course, part of the Scorsese marathon, so it's like, you know, why not? Seeing a Scorsese movie. And this is one of the Scorsese movies that I have seen it before. I've seen this movie, I think, once fully. I saw it twice, half of it with my aunt, but she didn't dig it as much because it's not like a Scorsese type of movie. It's very just chill and relaxed. It's not that violent in any way. It has its violence, but nothing crazy. But I saw half of it with my aunt, and this is, I guess, the third time of watching it. But this is truly the second time of fully seeing the film. And that film we're talking about is the film Mean Streets. Mean Streets is a crime drama thriller about a small-time hood tries to keep the peace between his friends Johnny and Johnny's creditors. And the film's runtime is 112 minutes. The film's rating is R in color. So Mean Streets, I've seen it before. Reasoning, how I saw that movie for the first time was very much like I saw it on Netflix. It's a Scorsese movie. I love Scorsese as a director. He's one of my all-time favorites. And I was like, let's watch Mean Streets. And it's one of his, like, I guess his first movie. Of course, no one says Who's That Knocking at My Door is his first film. People would usually be like, Mean Streets. Mean Streets is his big movie. And it is. It is his big movie. And Mean Streets, seeing it the third time, I really love this movie. It's like a hangout movie for a Scorsese movie in a way. It's like a hangout movie. You're with these Italian guys, just hanging out with them, just being with them, just living the life of just New York City and paying your debts. And just all that, I consider it a hangout movie. And it's a movie that I can see multiple times and just be like, oh, we're back with these guys. And I love Mean Streets. Mean Streets is an amazing movie. It's fantastically directed. And every actor, all the people that are in this movie did a fantastic job, including the performances. Performances are amazing. You got the main character, of course, returning, Harvey Keitel, who's this Italian guy who, his girlfriend, they date. He also is, doing a lot of the, negotiations for his uncle, and he also has his cousin's his girlfriend's cousin, who's Johnny Boy, who's kind of a fucking irritating guy who never pays his debts, and it's like he's just trying to help, and he's also very religious. He's like, God, I haven't done a lot of good things. How would I pay for my sins? I think Harvey Keitel is amazing in this movie. You really like the character. It's kind of like this. He's like kind of the same as Who's That Knocking at the Door, kind of the same character trait, with a little differences in a way. But I think Harvey Keitel is amazing in this movie. He has such a great performance. And of course, you got in their first ever duo, it's like the greatest director and the greatest actor duo, I think, ever on screen, Robert De Niro. Of course, knowing De Niro and Scorsese, they've made some of the greatest movies with De Niro's just greatest performances. De Niro in this movie plays Johnny Boy, who's just this Italian guy who's just super, he doesn't pay his debts, he's a punk, an asshole who never pays his debts, and is like, dude, you're about to get a fucking smacking one of these days for not paying your debts. And De Niro's amazing in this movie. He literally comes into the screen, fucking Rolling Stone music and all. It's like, damn, De Niro in Hollywood. It's fantastic. And yeah, Robert De Niro is not a likable character in all means. He's kind of a dick to everybody. That he never pays his debts. He treats people like jerk-offs. And, he's kind of just a punk in a way. He's a young punk kid. And just, in any moment, he's going to get his fucking duels. And yeah, De Niro plays this character amazing. I think De Niro is just he's one of the all-time greatest actors. And Robert De Niro in this character, of course, he's not known as this character in any of his movies. In most of his Scorsese movies, he's very just like, not talkative. He's much of he's not like a punk in a lot of his movies. But in this movie, he's like a young punk fucking asshole. And he played that role amazing. And also the supporting, you also got the guy, I think what's his name, Tony, who is actually, I recognize him, he's young in this one, but he's also from The Sopranos, playing the one who, I think the husband of Janice or something, or just, I don't know, they had a relationship. And yeah, I remember, I see that guy, it's like, oh shit, I didn't even realize he was in this movie. And actually seeing Tony, seeing The Sopranos, I was like, oh shit, it's this guy. Very young, very young. And yeah, he's good in the movie too. And you also got the girlfriend who's epileptic. Everybody around her thinks she's a little crazy up there, but she's epileptic. It's not, you can't control that really. And yeah, I thought she was good in the movie, and I liked the relationship between Keitel and her, and a little romance, I guess, during the movie. And this movie's performances, everybody's amazing. Specifically De Niro and Keitel. Just Keitel wanting to help him with just his duels, even though he's kind of a dick. Keitel is really he's just a nice guy, I guess. He just wants to help him, and he wants to protect the guy. And yeah, he's great. The performances are great. The direction by Scorsese is amazing. This is such a well-made movie. It's the shots and the direction. It has a lot of style. Who's That Knocking on the Door was a very, I would say a very experimental type of movie. This movie is a little experimental, but not as much. But I think the film's direction is just amazing. It's such a well-directed, and the colors of red and on when they're in the bar is amazing. You see more of that in his films. And the writing too, the dialogue, and just like you're really in the streets with these Italian guys, man. And you're really there. The dialogue is really good. The chemistry, everybody's fantastic. Specifically, Keitel and De Niro, they work very well together. And you again, you see De Niro's a dick, but you kind of want you don't hate him to the point where it's like fuck him. You kind of want okay, he's a punk, but you want to he's not. He doesn't deserve to get fucking killed or anything. It's just you want to see just help Keitel, and you just buy the bond between the two. It's really good. The cinematography is such a well shot film. The music choices is great, and Scorsese knows how to put music in his movies. That's not a shock. And all around, Mean Streets is amazing. It's an amazing film. This is the movie that really, actually, if I think correctly, I think Francis Ford Coppola saw this movie and saw De Niro's performance and said, all right, this guy could be Vito Corleone, which at that point, history, ladies and gentlemen, history was made with that performance of Godfather Part 2. And yeah, that movie was amazing too. Godfather Part 2 is fantastic. And Mean Streets is amazing. I love this movie. It's one of Scorsese's classics. I can put it up there, and it gets, without a doubt, a 5 out of 5 stars. It's amazing. It's an amazing picture. And yeah, I thought Mean Streets is amazing. It's a really fantastic film. It's like a hangout movie. It's like, I love Dazed and Confused. That's truly my favorite hangout movie. But it's the same with Mean Streets. You can watch this years after and come back like, we're back with the Italian guys. We're back with these guys, with these criminals. And it's fantastic. I loved it. And if I'm going to give it a letter, I'm going to give it a letter of N for New York City, because I love 70s New York. It just has its own tone. When you're in New York City and during the 70s, it's like, it has its own tone. It's a little fucking ugly, but it has its style.